All right, well, I'm making this quite quickly because I heard some news a while back, about a month ago. I've mentioned it in my live streams, I've mentioned it in some random posts about it, and I actually made a post about live streaming vertically and horizontally that I scheduled to go out tomorrow. However, or not tomorrow, Thursday. However, I was like, okay, let's make this post real quick because it's too important not to. YouTube announced a lot of different features that are coming out to the platform over the coming years, and a few of them probably coming out in the next few months, including one very major feature that I wanted to talk about today. Now, I have two videos linked in the Substack post down below that explain all the features, and I'm not going to get into that. I only care about this one feature that I'm making this post about, and that is YouTube's Live Studio will allow you to have two different canvases, the vertical and horizontal, into one dashboard. Finally. They talked about it a month ago. I heard some rumors from different creators about it, and so I talked about it a little bit, but now they finally officially announced it, and it looks like it's going to come out within the end of the year. What this means is, in the past, if you were using Melt Studio or Streamlabs or OBS with plugins like SE Live or Atom, you had to have different stream keys for doing vertical and horizontal. Now, you can have just one connected to your streaming app of choice. I don't know if it would just cut out the middle, and that is now the vertical stream, but that would kind of kick out a lot of gameplay people. So I would presume you can actually send your vertical canvas over from Meld or OBS or something like that. I think that's what's going on there. It's not quite clear at the moment as to how that function will work, or maybe it might take another update before that function can happen. Because what happens is right now, if I wanted to live stream on the Content Polymath channel, and I had this horizontal stream, and then I wanted to do a vertical stream, my impression is it would just cut out this portion of the video, and that would be the stream. But I would presume that you should be able to send a different feed over too at the same time. That makes more sense in the long run. I just don't know if both will be coming at the beginning, or if it's just like what I said at the beginning, just the vertical person getting cut out from the horizontal stream, or if you can do both down the line, or like right away. Now, this is major because I've been talking about for the longest time that you should be multi-streaming vertically and horizontally, and it's too hard for a lot of people to do that. The other day, I was just streaming to YouTube on this new game I was playing, and the app was having issues with the microphone. It was having issues with a little bit of bitrate and scaling because I have an ultra-wide monitor, so scaling that down to normal 16:9. There was a lot of issues that I needed to work with because I had just installed the app, right? And so live streaming is not an easy premise to actually get used to. In OBS, it's even more complicated. This is why I often tell people to use Melt Studio, because it's a lot more out of the box, easier to use. However, regardless of what tool you use, it doesn't matter if the platform itself is not receptive to what you're trying to do. And in the past, it was like that on YouTube. If you wanted to stream to YouTube Shorts or YouTube Horizontal, you had to do it separately. And having this together means, like, not only will you be streaming to both platforms at the same time, YouTube Shorts and normal YouTube, which I say both platforms, it's technically just one, but the experience of the user, like grabbing someone's phone and someone's just scrolling through YouTube Shorts and eventually finding your live stream, right? Or someone's actually on the desktop app or on TV and seeing your horizontal live stream. The discoverability of that is now twice-fold, if not thrice-fold, because people are going to see you on multiple different platforms. And the idea of behind the chats too. They're going to combine the chats and likes into one feed. So that way it's no longer counting as two separate pieces of content. It's now just one. And that's going to be helpful too. So all of this comes together to be very helpful. And people still think that Twitch is worth it. Like, not only is Twitch shooting themselves in the foot every 5 seconds by coming out with some new policy, particularly pertaining to multi-streaming, it's also just kind of counterintuitive, because now at this point, people are more likely to stream to YouTube, Kick, or TikTok, and those are more valuable platforms because Kick pays you more, TikTok has way more discoverability, YouTube has way more discoverability, and for the most part, they pay pretty well too. And so Twitch has nothing really for them to keep you there. And so multi-streaming to Twitch is something that people should do, but not at the detriment of their growth and platform. And if Twitch is fighting against their creators, which they have been, then what's the point? And now YouTube is making it even more worthwhile for you to be on there. If I was only going to pick one platform, I would pick YouTube at this point, because you can do both at the same time. Now I would like to do Kick and I would like to do TikTok. But if you're using like Meld or something like that, you could just take that same vertical stream that you're sending to the YouTube vertical and just duplicate it for TikTok. Or actually, more than likely, you would probably have to use the TikTok Live Studio app anyways. So you're having a separate app altogether in the first place. And then with Kick, it's just another destination. It's literally a checkbox right here. I'm looking at Meld right now. And so there's just so much potential for you as a content creator to take advantage of this once it finally rolls out to everybody. Right now it's in beta, I think, for some people, but hopefully if you're live streaming more, they'll give you access to it. But let me know if you have access to it. By the way, leave a comment down below. I really want to know. Thank you.